The Pittsburgh Vintage Grand Prix is the premier vintage race in the country right now.
It's a real road race on a real road in a real city in a park.
This is the way they used to race, across bridges, through the trees.
So totally cool. The cars, the people.
Surroundings beautiful, and it's a picnic.
You know, Schenley Park has a great history to it. Over 100 years old, has had a lot of uses, and this is a spectacular one.
This is the race of the year!
Now let's turn our attention to an event that has become a cherished tradition in the United States, serving both as a beacon for an entire city and motorsport enthusiasts. In the early 1980s, a group of passionate car enthusiasts in Pittsburgh came together with a unique idea. Organizing a vintage sports car race on the scenic streets of Schenley Park, all in support of local charitable organizations. This gave birth to the Pittsburgh Vintage Grand Prix, a beautiful fusion of nostalgia, racing thrills, and showcasing vintage cars for a greater cause. Over the past 4 decades, the Pittsburgh Vintage Grand Prix has undergone a remarkable growth and transformation. What started as a single-day race in 1983 has evolved into a spectacular 10-day motorsports festival. It now features a series of racing events, captivating car shows, luxurious social gatherings including a hangar party featuring vintage planes, a rally, and much more. This sets the Pittsburgh Vintage Grand Prix apart from other vintage race events, offering enthusiasts and attendees an extraordinary experience that unfolds across various locations in the region.
When the program started, this became the headquarters, and there's a room behind the garage that was the room that was used for the meetings, and I was out here tinkering with the cars at the time. I remember the people back there, some yelling and screaming and whatnot, but people come out, I'm hanging out at here, never really thinking that this would be 40 years in at this point. And my dad could, I'm sure, it was absolutely what he thought one of the greatest achievements for himself. He passed 5 years ago, but the highlights for him, I can tell you right now, is, as everyone said in other interviews here, this is never going to happen. And my dad had a philosophy that if you said it couldn't happen, absolutely it's going to happen one way or the other.
He's one of those guys.
In his entire life, he loved it when someone said, no, can't, not going to do it, 40 years in.
Apart from being one of the largest and longest-running vintage car races in the nation, the event features captivating car shows that showcase these magnificent works of art on wheels. These shows attract devoted enthusiasts who hold a deep appreciation for the origins of the racing car industry, valuing the beauty and craftsmanship even in the face of remarkable advancements witnessed over time. The highly anticipated 2023 edition of the Pittsburgh Vintage Grand Prix is scheduled to take place from July 14th to July 23rd. With the great promise of live streaming, this edition aims to reach a wider audience than ever before, spotlighting the race and its associated activities. This dedicated effort seeks to merge automotive enthusiasm with support for the event's charity partners. Schenley Park has been the heart of most PVGP activities since the beginning. Its tree-lined streets, golf course and 18 grassy lawns provide a picturesque setting for nearly 4,000 cars, showcased across 17 car shows. The cars are segmented by country of origin and then by the marque, offering enthusiasts and visitors an up-close encounter with these remarkable vehicles. With its strong presence spanning 40 years, the Pittsburgh Vintage Grand Prix has attracted hundreds of vintage racers from across North America. The event showcases cars ranging from pre-war antiques to more modern classics. The PVGP owes much of its success to its dedicated core of over 1,200 volunteers, consistently bringing fresh ideas to make each year's edition bigger and better.
There's really nowhere else where you can go run a street race like this. The Pittsburgh community has been extremely supportive. The city, and then it's just a hoot to be driving out there when you have all the fans kind of cheering you on. There were a couple of years where we actually broke down and we had the opportunity to go up on the field with car shows, which are phenomenal. Some of us come here and we really do try to put on more of a show. The street racing has its own set of challenges and risks, and you know, after all, it is about attracting the crowd and putting on a show, so we'll try to do that.
This would have been my 15th COVID. I don't get the COVID bump for this, so this is my 14th year running in the Vintage Grand Prix. But this has been a track car for probably 30 of its 38 years, well, probably more than that. So we started out doing Porsche driver school, and then more involved, and trailers and trucks, and the slippery slope.
With so many activities taking place during these 10 days in Pittsburgh, the organizers have recognized the desire of the vibrant community of fans to fully immerse themselves in every aspect and not miss a single moment. Now you too can see the event live. The PVGP will be live streaming the events on the final weekend from the heart of Pittsburgh's Schenley Park. Be sure to tune into the PVGP YouTube channel or Facebook to catch all the speakers and interviews on Saturday, 22nd of July, and the vintage races on Sunday, the 23rd of July. The Pittsburgh Vintage Grand Prix is a non-profit event, embodying the motto, "A race where everybody wins." Its primary purpose is to generate funds for charitable organizations serving clients in the greater Pittsburgh region. These organizations support individuals and families affected by autism, intellectual and developmental disabilities. And the funds raised by the annual event contribute to residential care, treatment, and support. The PVGP is deeply embedded into the local community. From race operations to car shows, black tie events to luxury airport showcases featuring automobiles and aircraft, road rallies, and overall event coordination, this all-volunteer crew transforms Schenley Park from a tranquil oasis into a world-class car show and vintage road race course. Spectators witness the racers in action, just inches away from the cockpit as they speed by.
Come to the Vintage Grand Prix. It is an outstanding experience, open to the public, free, benefits to charities. I'm telling you, it's the only one like it that I know that you can just show up in a park and watch all these vintage cars having a great time.
On city streets.
On city streets.
The event brings together vintage race and sports cars from the early days of motorsports to the mid to late 20th century. For spectators, the race weekend at Schenley offers a thrilling blend of exciting racing, featuring cars from the golden era of road racing. This remains the heart and soul of the PVGP. And while the event has expanded to year-round activities and events over the past 4 decades, it has always stayed true to its roots. The countdown is on for another exhilarating edition of the PVGP. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and like our Facebook page so you can join us for the live stream on Saturday 22nd of July and Sunday 23rd of July from 3 p.m. to 9 p.m. GMT each day. Experience North America's longest running vintage race on city streets and witness one of the 10 largest car shows in the world, the Pittsburgh Vintage Grand Prix.